Hello, good evening. Welcome to Exponent to Success to this wonderful live stream. And today we'll be covering the topic of coordinate geometry. So, coordinate geometry has a few concepts. One of them is the distance formula, the second is the section formula, and we are going to solve some problems related to both the concepts. But section formula will be covered in the next live stream. Today we'll be focusing purely on distance formula. And not only distance formula, we also have uh, something like checking the collinearity of points. Collinear points, you know what collinear points are? So collinear points are those points which lie on one straight line. So those are called collinear points. So we are going to check how to find the how to check the collinearity of points, and we are also going to do a lot of questions on distance formula. Now, first of all, before we start, I must show you, I must tell you what Exponent to Success is all about. So, Exponent to Success is an organization which has been created by me, and I am basically a maths teacher with having over 10 years of experience in teaching. I have taught students at all levels, right from kindergarten to even MBA students I have taught. But currently, I'm focusing mostly on the secondary and senior secondary school. So that's what I am doing. And basically, why I came into this profession of teaching was that I am basically an MBA in finance, and I have my own business of investment consultancy. But at the same time, somewhere I came across a few people whose concepts in mathematics were not very clear, and I thought that it would be a good idea if I start teaching school children, if I start teaching mathematics from a basic level, so that the future India that we have is a better India where people are more aware about mathematical concepts and how to apply them. And not only that, today happens to be 15th of August, our Independence Day, and I wish you all a very, 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 very happy Independence Day. Fine. So as I told you, we will be doing the distance formula of coordinate geometry today, and this live stream is again a part of the study with me series that I've been having over the past few weeks. The purpose of this live stream or the study with me series is to get you prepared for your board exams. You are all in class 10th, and it will be your board exams this time, and I want to make sure that each and every one of you who is attending the live streams are going to pass with flying colors. So not only are going to pass, but will pass with flying colors, because we'll be covering all the concepts of class 10th in this and the coming live streams. So we have already covered quite a few topics. We've finished 3 chapters already, and we are on to the fourth one. So it's going to be good fun. So just stay connected with me. And before we start, I must show you the intro video of Exponential Success. So here we go. Also, this live stream has been sponsored by Good and More, and Good and More is a company which is in the package packaged food industry. So they are making a lot of syrups and mixes and powders for milkshakes and cocktails and mocktails, etc. And you may have a look at what their offerings are. So you can go to their website, which is written at the bottom of the screen. So it's goodandmore.in. You can visit their website and see what all products they have. But the very special thing about this live stream today, and in the coming near future also, what they are doing is they are offering one free hot chocolate mix, sorry, uh, to uh, to the best performer of the stream. So basically the concept is that we'll be doing a lot of questions. The rule is that you will have to answer the questions before I solve it on the screen. So we will solve them together. I will show you how to do each question, but before I give the answer on the screen, your answer should there be in the chat box. If it is there in the chat box before I give the answer, then you will be given 1 point for that, and the person with the maximum points will win the hot chocolate mix. Right. So I got a message from Kushi today. Last week it was Kushi who won the hot chocolate syrup, and before that, hot chocolate mix. I don't know why I keep saying syrup again and again. Hot chocolate mix. It's a powder, so says that she hasn't received it yet. But Kushi, if you are here, if you are listening to me, then it takes generally about a week to 2 weeks to come. So definitely in the coming week, it should come to you. Before the this week, the last winner was the winner last to last week was Bhishmesh, and I hope Bhishmesh, if you are here, please tell me if you have received your hot chocolate mix or not. Okay, and so basically, like I said, there are two things that I'll be giving out. So one is the hot chocolate mix to the winner of the stream who answers the maximum question. So I'm going to keep a record of who has answered first. So in the comments, whoever has answered first will get a point. But the condition is that you have to give the answer before I solve it on the screen. Secondly, you will also earn a certificate. You will get a certificate for attending these streams. And coordinate geometry topic is divided into two streams. One we are doing today, which is the distance formula, and in the next stream we'll be doing the section formula. We might also have a third stream about area of triangles, but I think that is there in the deleted portion of the syllabus, so that may not come. But I will check up once again. If it is not there, we'll not have the third stream. But if you attend both these streams, you will get the certificate also. For that, it is mandatory. So both for winning the prize as well as for getting the certificate, it is mandatory that you attend, you fill up the attendance form. If you look in the description of this video, you will see that there's an attendance form. There's a link to that. You just open that link, click on the attendance form link, fill it up, and fill it up with your correct details, because if you happen to win the prize today, the address and phone number should be mentioned there in the form. It will be delivered on that phone number only, right? So make sure that you attend it, you fill up the attendance form so that you get both the certificate as well as the hot chocolate mix if you happen to be the winner. Right. So let's start with today's topic. So, like I was saying, that today we will be focusing only on the distance formula of coordinate geometry. I have chosen a few questions which I think are most important from the exams point of view. They are both subjective questions as well as MCQ based questions. So, we will have MCQ based questions in the end, and we'll do the subjective questions initially. Again, if you want to, there are points available for both subjective as well as for MCQ, so do try and maximize on your points today so that you happen to be the winner of the hot chocolate mix. Right. So let me bring it a little bigger, and let me start with the few concepts about coordinate geometry. I don't know whether you have covered it in school as yet or not. So whoever are attending the stream, can you just write in the chat box whether you are attending, whether you have already covered coordinate geometry in school as yet or not yet? So it will just give me a better idea as to how much I need to go into depth, because if you have not done it in school, then I don't expect you to know it, but then I will explain it to you in such a way so that you don't go wrong anywhere. So that is why it is important to know for me whether you have already done coordinate geometry in school as yet or not. I'm waiting for your comments in the chat box. Please say yes if you have done it in school already. If you have not done it in school, please say no. Okay, no answers yet. So I'm assuming that you have already done it, but there might be some children here, some student who haven't done it in school as yet. Okay, so we have a new visitor today, Muskan Kumari. Welcome to the stream. And Pramod Prajapati, I'm also hearing you for the first time today. So welcome to the stream, Pramod and Muskan. Very, very good evening to both of you. And yes, so you have covered it in school. So I will go over it a little briefly and tell you what the distance formula is all about. And then we'll move on to the questions. So, like I said, I've chosen some questions which I think are most important from the board's point of view. But in case you have your questions of your own, you can ask me anytime in the stream. Just leave a comment in the uh, chat box and I will surely attend to your question. Welcome to you, Shubham. A very, very warm welcome. And last time you were in full glory and going for the prize. And this week, I don't know whether we have Bhismesh and Khushi attending the stream today, but in case they are not here, so in case they are here also, then also they'll be not be eligible for the prize because the company Good and More has suggested that a prize should be given to one winner, only one per month. So if you happen to win today, please note that you will not get it again in August again. So you if you win again, it will only be in September because the packet that they are giving is a 200-gram packet and it might last you a month. So there's no point collecting hordes and hordes of hot chocolate mix at your home. You don't want to open a shop. It is just for your this thing. Okay, Pramod Prajapati. It's actually Bhismesh. Bhismesh, have you received your hot chocolate mix or not? Did you try it? Did you taste it? How did it taste? So just wanted to know if you have already received it. And if you have, I would like to invite you to the stream and talk about it. So yes, you have received it. Okay, Bismesh, I'm going to send you a link. Can you write down your email address here? I'm going to send you a link to join the stream. And if you have if you're sitting on a laptop and you have a webcam and a microphone, then I'll invite you to the screen so that we can have a talk. Okay, waiting for you. I'll send you an email. If you just share your email address. Okay, never mind. We'll continue. And right. So we'll come to the first question. So like I said, I have chosen some questions which I think are important from the board point of view. But if you have your own questions, you can always leave them in the chat box, and I'll surely attend to them before we finish the stream. Right. So moving on to the first concept of coordinate geometry or the distance formula that we are going to first derive how the distance formula is derived. So basically the formula for distance formula, as you see at the bottom of the screen, is D. D is basically the distance between 2 points, and the formula is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. I'll tell you how we derive this formula. So let's say that this is the set of axes that we have, where this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. You are all aware about that. And let's say we have got a point here. Sorry, a point here, and we have got, say, a point here, and we want to find the distance between these 2 points. So let's say the distance between these 2 points is d. Now, unless we know the coordinates of these points, we will not be able to find the distance. So that is why it is important to know the coordinates. So let's say the coordinates of these points are x1 comma y1, because there are 2 points. That is why I'm taking the coordinates as x1 comma y1. And you know that in an ordered pair, whenever we write the coordinates, the x coordinate is written first and then the y coordinate is written. Respectively, they are called the abscissa and the ordinate. So all these things we have already done in the ninth class, so I don't need to explain to you again what they mean. Right. And the second point, let's assume that the coordinates for those are x2 comma y2. Now, if we have to find a distance between these 2 points, it becomes very complicated, because if it was a line parallel to the y-axis or parallel to the x-axis, it would have been easy that we could have just subtracted the two x coordinates if it was parallel to the x axis, and then we could have found out the difference. If it was a line parallel to the y-axis and the 2 points were these, we could have just subtracted these y coordinates and got the distance. But in a slanting line, it is not possible to do that, because in a Pythagoras theorem also, you know that the if you have a right angle triangle, if the line is parallel or I mean vertical or horizontal, it is easy to find the distance. But you know that in a slanting line it is not easy. And here, if this is the side C and this is A, this is B, then according to the Pythagoras theorem, you know that C square is equal to A square plus B square, right? So here it becomes a little complicated about how to find the distance between these 2 points. So the thing is, what we do is we drop a perpendicular to both the axes from both the points. So from here to the x-axis, from here to the y-axis, then from here to the x-axis, and from here to the y-axis, right? And we also draw a line parallel to the x-axis from here. So now what happens is, if this is the point with the coordinates x comma y1, what do you think this point will be? Well, if this point has a coordinate of x1 comma y1, obviously this point is going to be x1. And if this point here, it has a coordinate of x2 comma y2, this point on the x-axis here will be x2. And same way, if this will be y1 and this will be y2. You agree with me so far? No problems, right? So what we need to do basically is, to find d, we have to find this distance and we have to find this distance. Now you see that this has become a right angle triangle, and using the Pythagoras theorem we can easily find what the value of d is if we know the length of both these lines, or both these yeah, lines, the horizontal line and the vertical line. So basically what we have, what do you think is the distance from this point to this point? Well, it is nothing but the distance between the x coordinates, right? So I can just say that the length of this line will be x2 minus x1, and the length of this vertical line will be y2 minus y1. So therefore, using the Pythagoras theorem, we can say that d square will be equal to x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. If this is the value of d square and we want to find d, how much will d be? Well, it's quite obvious. It's going to be the square root of that, and that is the distance formula. Do you understand now? Okay, so basically once we have understood how the distance formula is derived and where it is used, so it is used to find the distance between any 2 points. So we are going to do a lot of questions. Once again, I remind you that in case you do the questions before I solve them on the screen, then you will be getting a point. So let me open my uh, notepad also, so that I can start noting who has won the maximum points. Hmm. It's taking some time. Right, never mind. I'll keep a note of it. Okay, let's come back to the question. Let's understand a few more concepts about coordinate geometry and then move on. So the first thing we are also going to discuss about some shapes. So we have we'll be studying about triangles today. Triangles you have been studying since grade 4, and you already know that there are three types of triangles according to the side length. Since we are focusing on the distance formula, we are naming them only according to the side. So we have got an equilateral triangle, the property of which is that all side lengths are equal. So equilateral triangle. Then we also have an isosceles triangle, and the property of an isosceles triangle is that two of the sides are equal while the third side may not be equal. And then there is a scalene triangle in which all three sides are of different lengths. And we might also study about right triangles or right angle triangles, where if it forms a 90-degree angle, then we know that we have to apply the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, next concept that we'll be going to study about is square. What is the property of a square? According to the distance, we know that all sides are equal. Okay, next shape that we have is a rhombus. What are the properties of a rhombus? Well, again, all sides in a rhombus are also equal. But if that is the case, that if all sides in a square are also equal, how all sides in a rhombus are also equal, how do we differentiate between the two? So suppose we have some coordinates given to you and we have to find whether it's a rhombus or a square. How will we figure it out? So basically, the thing is that since we know that in a square all angles are 90 degrees, but in coordinate geometry there is no way of measuring the angle unless we apply some trigonometry also. But trigonometry will not go into it right now. So right now we don't have any way of measuring the angles. So it's all related to the distance. So how to distinguish between a square and a rhombus is that the diagonals of a square are equal, while in a rhombus diagonals are unequal or they are of different lengths. The next shape that we have is a rectangle. Rectangle, you know that all sides are not equal in a rectangle, but opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal, so do remember that if the opposite pair of sides they are equal to each other, then surely it must be a rectangle. But then it could be a parallelogram also, right? Because even in a parallelogram the opposite sides are equal. But again, how do we distinguish between a rectangle and a parallelogram? Using the same thing, we don't have any way of measuring the angles, but we can measure the diagonals using the distance formula. So in case of a rectangle, the diagonals are equal, and in case of a parallelogram, the diagonals are unequal. Okay, and then the last concept of the day that we'll be checking on is the collinearity of points. So first, let me tell you what collinear points are. So basically, if we have got 3 points, say A, B, and C, and they all happen to lie on the same straight line, they are called collinear points. But if we have 3 points like this, A, B, and C, whichever way you draw the line, you will never be able to connect those points, all the 3 points on the same line. So that means these lines are not collinear. So the way to check the collinearity is that in case they are collinear, then we know that the distance AB plus the distance BC should be equal to the distance AC, right? In case of collinear points, AB plus BC should be equal to AC. It could also be the other way around, that AB, so in case this is C and this is B, then AC plus BC will be equal to AB, or however the points are named. So this equation can change based on where the points are. But in case if they are not collinear, then if we look at this forms a triangle. So here if you look at this, AB plus BC will always be greater than AC. So if they are equal, then the points are collinear. If they are not equal, or if they're greater or less than, then the points will not be collinear. So that is the case. Okay, Shubham has said the diagonals are not equal in a rhombus. Yes, Shubham, exactly. The diagonals are not equal in a rhombus, and they're not equal in a parallelogram as well. So remember that in a square, to distinguish between a square and a rhombus, the diagonals in a square are equal and the diagonals in a rhombus are not equal. To distinguish between a rectangle and a parallelogram, the diagonals in a rectangle are equal, but the diagonals in a parallelogram are not equal. Okay, coming to the first question of the day. Let's see who does it first. And uh, you have to give the answer to me before I solve it on the screen. So make sure that you are ready with your notebooks and pens, and you are ready to go for it as soon as the question comes on the screen. And the first one to give the correct answer in the chat box will be the winner of the point, right? Are we clear on the rules? So let's go. This is the first question, that if the point k minus 1, if the point P, which has the coordinates k minus 1 comma 2, it is equidistant from the points A, which has the coordinates 3 comma k, and from the point B, which has the coordinates k comma 5, you have to find the values of k. So basically what the question is saying, that we have got 2 points here, A and B. A has the coordinates of 3 comma k, and B has the coordinates of k comma 5. And there's another point P here, which has the coordinates k minus 1 comma 2. And the question says that this point P is equidistant from both A and B. So that means this point P, so that means that the length of PA should be equal to the length of PB. So using that concept, once you know the coordinates of all these points, can you find out what the value of k is? Okay, so I am basically waiting for your correct answer before I solve it on the screen. So we'll use the distance formula, of course, and you know that the distance formula is d is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So using the distance formula, you have to find what PA is equal to, what PB is equal to, and both of them should be equal. Then you should be able to arrive at an equation from which you will be able to find the value of K. So basically I'm waiting for you people to do this question before I solve it on the screen and give me the answer in the chat box. Whoever does that first will be the winner of the point. Meanwhile, I'll continue to do it at a slow pace so that you are able to give me the answer before I do it. So basically to find the value of, to find the distance between PA, we are going to apply the distance formula, which is this. So obviously it will be the square root of PA. So I can take x1 as any point and x2 as any point. It does not matter what I take as x1, what I take as x2. Just that uh, if I'm taking this as x1, then I have to take this as y1 only. I cannot take it as y2, because if I do that, then it will be the biggest blunder of all. So if I'm taking one coordinate set as x1, then the ordinate of that will also have to be y1. It can't be y2. So it doesn't matter whether you take this as x1 comma y1 or x2 comma y2, or the other way around, it does not matter. So in this case, I will take this as x1 comma y1, and this I'll take as x2 comma y2. So using that, we have got x2 as k minus 1, x1 is 3, so minus 3 whole square of that, plus y2 is given as 2 here, 2 minus k whole square. So this is the distance PA that I have. Now PA should be equal to PB, right? So I'll find out the distance of okay, Muskan has already given the answer that k is equal to 1 or 5. So value of k will be 1 or 5. Okay, let's see if this is the right answer or not. So since we have already got the answer, we can afford to go a little faster now. So this should be equal to the distance PB. So PB in this case will again be k minus 1 minus k, because x1 will be k now, whole square of that, plus y2 is 2 minus y1 is 5 whole square of that. Now since I've got square roots on both the sides, I can just take the square of both sides and get rid of the square root sign. And I'll also open the bracket. So what I've got inside the brackets now is k minus 4 here. So k minus 4 whole square plus 2 minus k whole square, that should be equal to, here k and k will get cancelled because k minus k is 0. So we are left with minus 1 whole square plus 2 minus 5 is minus 3 and minus 3 whole square. So expanding this bracket, we get k square minus 8k plus 16. Now do remember to do it this way, that a minus b whole square is always a square minus 2ab plus b square. Do not forget that 2ab, because I've still seen students of 10th class who say that k minus 4 whole square will be k square minus 16. They forget the 2ab totally. So do not make that mistake. The 2ab will always come. In case this is a minus, it will be a minus 2ab. In case this is a plus, it will be a plus 2ab. And in this case, 2 minus k whole square would then be equal to plus 4 minus 4k plus k square. That should be equal to minus 1 whole square is 1 and minus 3 whole square is 9. So let's simplify this, k square and k square, that becomes 2k square, minus 8k and minus 4k will become minus 12k, and 16 plus 4 is 20 and 9 plus 1 is 10. When we take 10 to the other side, that becomes 20 minus 10. So we have got plus 10 is equal to 0, right? Then what we do is we basically take the product of a and c. So a in this case is 2 and c is 10. So we take the product of 2 and 10. 2 times 10 is 20. We write down the factor products of 20, all the different combinations that we have. So it could be 20 times 1, it could be 10 times 2, it could be 5 times 4, any one of these, and we do not have any more factor products. Then we look at this sign that we have. So here the sign is positive. If the sign is positive, you take the sum of these factor products of these factors basically, and if the sign is negative, you take the difference. So if I take the sum here, 20 plus 1 gives me 21, 10 plus 2 gives me 12, and 5 plus 4 gives me 9. Then I look at this coefficient of k that we have, that is 12, and we look for the sum as 12. So this is the factor, the set of two factors that we are going to choose or use, 10 and 2. Then we look at this sign. So this sign is negative, so to make it minus 12k, obviously both 10 and 2 have to be minus. So then we'll do the middle term splitting method, which is 2k square minus 10k minus 2k plus 10 is equal to 0. Now in case you haven't uh, told in case you haven't basically heard of the middle term splitting method, or if you still get confused with it, do not get confused. I've made a very nice video on the middle term splitting, which I've just posted 2 days back, so you can check it on the channel after the stream, and you can check it out, and it's beautifully explained there. But otherwise we are also going to learn it in this video, so you can get it from here also. So in the first 2 we have got 2k as common, and factorizing that we are left with k inside the bracket here and minus 5 here. Then I can take the negative sign as common, and I can again take 2 as common, and we'll be left with k minus 5 again. Now k minus 5 is common in both the terms, so I can take that as common, and inside the brackets I'll be left with 2k minus 2. That should be equal to 0. Now if the product of two factors is equal to 0, that means either one of the factors should be 0. That means either k minus 5 is equal to 0, or 2k minus 2 is equal to 0. So if k minus 5 is equal to 0, taking 5 to the other side, we get k is equal to 5, or in this case, we take 2 to the other side, so 2k will be equal to 2, and dividing both sides by 2, we get k is equal to 1. So obviously, yes, could have a value of 1 also, or it could have a value of 5 also. And the point goes to Muskan. She was the first one to answer, and value of k will be 1 or 5. And very good, Muskan. You've got 1 point. Let me write it here. Uh, Why is my notepad not opening? Okay, never mind. I will figure out another way. How do I write it? Just give me a minute. Okay. Uh, okay, so Muskan has got 1 point. Right, I have noted it down. Right, and Muskan also says that Khushi is my friend and she only told me about this live stream. Very happy to hear that, Muskan. And thank you, Khushi, so much for recommending this stream to Muskan. And same way we had Shubham also. Shubham is a friend of Bhishmesh. He is in the same class. So Bhishmesh had told Shubham about it. And I must encourage you people to spread the word around to more of your classmates and to more of your friends, or to your cousins, or anybody you know who's in class 10th who could benefit from these streams and to understand maths a little better. So basically my only purpose is that you should get rid of the fear of maths. A lot of children, they are getting confused with maths. They have a fear of maths ki dar lagta hai maths se. Basically that's not what I want. We want to get rid of the fear of maths. So that is why I'm doing these live streams. I get nothing out of it. It was only you who was getting everything. I enjoy teaching. So teaching is my profession. I enjoy it. I do it for my enjoyment. You people are winning the hot chocolate mixes. You people are gaining knowledge. It is your benefit, not my benefit. So do spread the word around to all 10th class students you know. Right. Let's continue with the next question. So Khushi has got a point for this. The next question that we have is find the, sorry, not Khushi, Muskan. I got confused. So Muskan has got a point for this. And the next question is find the coordinates of the point equidistant from three given points, which are point A is 5 comma 1, point B is minus 3 comma minus 7, and point C is 7 comma minus 1. So basically what they are saying is that we've got 3 points A, B and C having the coordinates 5 comma 1. B coordinates are minus 3 comma minus 7, and the coordinates of C are 7 comma minus 1, and they have another point here, say P, which has the coordinates not known, so I'll just name it as x comma y, and it is equidistant from all the 3 points. So that means that PA should be equal to PB, and it should also be equal to PC. So I can write it as that PA is equal to PB and PB is equal to PC. So I'll take these two equations and then try to solve it and try and find out what the value of x is and what the value of y is. Yeah. So basically, we have to do this using the distance formula. So if we find out the distance between PA first, so I'm going to use this equation first, PA is equal to PB. So the distance between PA will obviously be the square root of x minus 5, because x2 minus y x1, so x minus 5 whole square of that, plus y2 minus y1, so y minus 1 whole square of that. That should be equal to PB. PB, so the distance between PB will be the square root of x, x minus minus 3. So minus of minus 3 will become plus 3. So x plus 3 whole square plus y2 minus y1. So y minus of minus 7 will become plus 7 whole square. Now squaring both sides, I can get rid of the square root sign and I'll just expand the bracket. So I get x square minus 10x plus 25 plus y square minus 2y plus 1. That should be equal to expanding these brackets also. So x square plus 6x plus 9 plus y square plus 14y plus 49. This is what I should get. Muskan has again come up with an answer so soon. X is equal to 2 and y is equal to minus 4. Let's see if that is the correct answer or not. Let's continue with the question. So we've got so here I've got so many terms. Let me bring everything to one side. So most probably I'm going to get a quadratic if I'm not wrong. So let's see. So we've got x square minus 10x, then 25 and 1 can be combined together, which I'll write in the end, plus y square minus 2y plus 25 plus 1 will make it plus 26, and here we bring the things to the other side, so it will become minus x square minus 6x, uh, so 9 and 49 again I can combine and write it later, and plus y square, so not, sorry, not plus, because we're bringing it to the other side, so we'll change the sign also. So this will become minus y square and again 14y, when it goes that side will become minus 14y, and 49 plus 9 is 58, when it goes to the other side it becomes minus 58, and that should be equal to 0. Now here there's an interesting thing happening. X square minus x square is getting cancelled out, y square minus y square is getting cancelled out. What we are left with is minus 10x. Minus 10x and minus 6x can be combined to make minus 16x, and minus 2y minus 14y can again be combined to make it minus 16y, and plus 26 minus 58 should be equal to minus 32. That should be equal to 0. So basically I think I can factor out minus 16 from all these, so I'll be left with x here plus y plus 2, sorry, yeah, plus 2 is equal to 0. Then I can divide both sides by 16, so I'll be basically left with x plus y plus 2 is equal to 0, or I can also write it as let me write it here, x plus y is equal to minus 2. So that is one equation that I've got. Now I'm going to look at the second equation where PB is equal to PC. Okay, let me do that. So PB, we had already found out that PB is basically this thing over here. Uh, so it's the square root of that actually. So anyways, the square roots are again going to get cancelled out. So I'll just write it like that, that x square plus 6x plus 9 plus y square plus 14y plus 49. That should be equal to, I'm ignoring the square root now because anyways the both sides had to be uh, squared. So now we'll find the distance PC. PC will then be equal to x minus 7, because x here and 7 here. So x minus 7 whole square plus y minus of minus 1. So that becomes y plus 1 whole square. So this becomes x square plus 6x plus y square plus 14y plus 58. That should be equal to x square minus 14x plus 49 plus y square plus 2y plus 1. Bringing everything to the other side, I get x square plus 6x plus y square plus 14y plus 58 minus x square plus 14x, again 49 and 50 I'll write later, minus y square minus 2y, and 49 plus 1 is 50. When it goes to the other side it becomes minus 50 is equal to 0. So here x square is again getting cancelled, y square is also getting cancelled. We are left with, basically I think I should erase some part of it so that I get a little space to do. Okay, sorry, this is taking a little bit of time. I should have in fact left a blank screen after this so that I had some space. I didn't realize that I would need it. Okay, so I can continue. Basically now if we combine the like terms, so we have got 6x plus 14x, that makes 20x, and we have got 14y minus 2y, that makes it plus 12y, and we have got 58 minus 50, that makes it plus 8. That should be equal to 0. I think I can factor out 4 from this. So factoring out 4, I am left with 5x plus 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. Right. So again, I think we have got, okay. Right. That means 5x plus 3y should be equal to minus 2, because when 2 goes to the other side, so we'll first divide by 4. We'll be left with 5x plus 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. Then 2 goes to the other side, so we've got the second equation as 5x plus 3y is equal to minus 2. I think I'm going wrong somewhere. Okay, the first equation that we did was minus 16 x plus y. Okay, that looks to be okay. Right, let's continue. So then basically to make both equations equal, we have got now simultaneous equations in two variables. So to make both sides equal, we multiply the first equation by 3. So we have got 3x plus 3y is equal to minus 6. Then we are going to subtract from this. So this becomes plus. So this 5x minus 3x will become 2x. So x will have a value of 2. So if x will have a value of 2, then we can say that 2 plus y, putting it back into this equation, 2 plus y should be equal to minus 2, and when 2 goes to the other side we get y is equal to minus 4. So x is equal to 2 and y is equal to -4. That's the correct answer. And Muskan had already given the correct answer long back. So, Muskan, you are correct. You have another point. Let me write it down here. No, not this one. Where is it? Okay, I think Muskan has got 2 points. I'll just write it in the chat box only. It's easier. Muskan 2. Okay, let's continue to the next question that we have. The third question of the day: the points A and B lie on a circle with the center O. We have to find the values of y. So basically, what they are saying is that there is a circle with the center O, and O has the coordinates of 2 comma minus 3y, and there's a point A which has the coordinates -1 comma y, and there's a point B which has the coordinates 5 comma 7, and we have to find the values of y. So we've got y both in the center and in one of the points. So basically how we'll do it is, and we also have to find the radius of the circle. So since they lie on a circle, we can say that this point A and this is the point B. So obviously these two are the radii of the circle. So obviously if they're the radii of the same circle, then OA should be equal to OB, and then we'll just apply the distance formula and find out what is the value of k. Okay, let's continue. So OA would be the square root of, so which one am I going to take as 1? So let me do it this way. At this point, the center I'll take as x2. So that becomes 2 minus of -1. So that becomes +1 whole square, plus y2 minus y1. So y2 is -3y minus y whole square. That should be equal to OB. So OB, again it should be the square root of the center from to the point B, 2 minus 5 whole square plus -3y minus 7 whole square. Now again squaring both sides, I get rid of the square root sign. Then this becomes 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 square is 9. And okay, have we got any right answers yet? No, not yet. Okay. Uh, so this becomes 9 plus -3y minus y becomes -4y, and the square of -4y is plus 16y square. So 9 plus 16y square should be equal to 2 minus 5 is -3, and -3 square will be 9, plus now this is going to become a little confusing because you won't know that whether it is a minus b whole square or a plus b whole square, but there's a simple way of doing it. So basically what I'll do is I'll factor out the negative sign and write 3y plus 7 inside the brackets, and it is the whole square of that. So now it becomes simpler, that 9 plus 16y square should be equal to 9 plus the square of the negative will become a positive, so that gets cancelled anyway, and this we are left with a plus b whole square. So this will then be equal to 9y square plus 3 times 7 is 21, 21 times 2 is 42, so 42y, do not forget the 2ab, plus 7 square is 49. And now this seems to be a quadratic equation again, so I can take it as 9y square, and sorry, I can bring that to the other side. So it's 16 y square, and when 9y square goes there, it becomes minus 9y square, plus 9 is already there in the LHS. When this 9 plus 49, this becomes 58. When that goes there, it becomes minus 58. And the 42y, when it goes there, it becomes minus 42y. That should be equal to 0. So I'll write it in a proper way, that 16y square minus 9y square will be 7y square. Muskan, again we've got the answer, y is equal to minus 1 or 7. Let's see. Okay, so 7y squared, and then we have got minus 42y, and 9 minus 58 will give me minus 49 is equal to 0. So basically I can factor out 7 from this. So I'll be left with y square minus 6y minus 7 is equal to 0. And then dividing both sides by 7, we are just left with y square minus 6y minus 7 is equal to 0. Then we have got this quadratic equation which we need to factorize. So factorization, again we look at the a term which happens to be 1. We look at c which is 7. We take the product of that. 1 times 7 is 7. We write the factor product, so that is only 7 times 1. Then we look at this sign, this is negative, so we have to find the difference of this, and the difference is 7 minus 1 is 6. That gives us b, and because we have to make it minus 6, I should take the bigger number as negative and the smaller number as positive, right? So I can break it down as y square minus 7y plus y minus 7 is equal to 0. In the first two terms, I've got y as common, so I'll be left with y minus 7. In the second one, nothing is common, so I can just take 1 as common, and I'll be again left with y minus 7 is equal to 0. So basically, the two factors that I get are y minus 7, and the other one is y plus 1. That is equal to 0. That means either y minus 7 is equal to 0 or y plus 1 is equal to 0. Taking 7 to the other side, y should be equal to 7 or y should be equal to minus 1. Right. So like Muskan said, y is equal to minus 1 or 7. Muskan, you're absolutely right. You get another point. And Shubham Singh is saying that uh, y minus 1 and 7, and the radius is under root of 793, and Muskan also has also said that the radius of the circle is root 793 units. uh okay, Shubham is saying that he gave the full answer. Very good. In fact, Hmm, tricky situation, but I think I'll have to let us find the radius also. Let's see if it is correct or not. So basically, it's just the basically this is what we need to find out. So there is Shubham, you also have still not given the full answer. Okay, no, radius is just how much? So any we can take it as 9 plus 16y wholes, the square root of that. So 9 plus 16y square. If we take y as minus 1, this becomes 9 plus 16, right? Because minus 1 whole square will give us 1, and 9 plus 16, which is the square root of 25. So the radius should be 5 units. It could be plus 5 also, or it could be minus 5 also, but because radius is a length, it is a distance, we cannot take it as negative 5, so it only has to be plus 5. Secondly, if we take y as 7, then this becomes the square root of 9 plus 16 times the square of 7, which is 49, and 16 times 49 will be 16 times 50 is 800 minus 16, so that will be 784. So 9 plus 784, that should be the square root of 793. So you're right, yes, partly right. You both of you didn't give me as 5 as the radius. Okay, so sir, I also gave, but due to network, it goes a little bit later. Okay, I think we can't blame the network here, because probably both of you are using the internet. Shubham, please don't get offensive. No, I'm not saying these are excuses. Let's just sort it out. Muskan gave me the correct answer first, and you gave me the correct answer of the radius first. So I'm going to give half and half to both of you. So the points get divided in this case. Okay. So I'll write it in the chat box only. Muskan gets 2.5 and Shubham gets 0.5. Okay. Fine, let's continue with the next question. So don't worry, Shubham, we have got lots of questions today, and if you do the rest of them quickly, you can win. You can still win. There are lots of questions today. Okay, the next question is the points A 4 comma 7, B P comma 3, and C 7 comma 3 are the vertices of a right angled at B. Find the value of P. So whenever we know we get these sort of questions, I think it is always better to make a rough sketch and see what it looks like, so that when we see it visually and we mark it correctly, then it gives us a better idea of what the question is. So they are saying that it is a right angle triangle, right angled at B. So let me make a right angle triangle. The triangle they say is right angled at B. So this has to be B, and the triangle is obviously ABC. So let me take this as A, this as C. The coordinates of point A are 4 comma 7. The coordinates of point B are P comma 3, and the coordinates of point C are 7 comma 3. And we have to find the value of P. So obviously if it's a right angle triangle, basically I think we will have to use the Pythagoras theorem here. So the Pythagoras theorem says that the hypotenuse square mm, should be equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So that means AB square plus AC square should be equal to A, sorry, AB square plus BC square should be equal to AC square, right? So basically we have to find uh, AB, and we have to find BC, and we have to find AC, and we have to square that. We take the sum of these two, and using that we can find the value of P. Okay, so let me see who gives the correct answer now. So the distance, since we are squaring the distance, I'm not going to take the square root, because square root of a square is or square of a square root is going to cancel it out. So I'm just going to take it as AB. So that becomes P minus 4 whole square, plus it becomes 3 minus 7 whole square, plus BC. BC will be uh, P minus 7 whole square plus 3 minus 3 whole square. That should be equal to AC, and that will be 7 minus 4 whole square plus 3 minus 7 whole square. Okay, let's see what we get. Muskan again gave the correct answer. P is equal to 4 or it is equal to 7 using Pythagoras theorem. Okay, let's see if that is correct or not. Let's continue with the question. So if we open this brackets, we get P square minus 8P plus 16 plus 3 minus 7 is negative 4, and the square of negative 4 is plus 16, plus P minus 7 whole square. So that gives me P square minus 14P plus the square of 7 gives me 49, and 3 minus 3 is 0. The square of 0 is 0. So I just no need to write that. And this should be equal to 7 minus 4 is 3, and the square of 3 is 9, and 3 minus 7 is negative 4, and the square of negative 4 is plus 16. So that gives me P square plus P square, that gives me 2P square, minus 8P minus 14P gives me minus 22P, and 16 plus 16 is 32. 32 plus 49 is how much? 32 plus 49 will be 81, and we have got 25 here. When 81 goes 25 goes to the other side, it will be subtracted from 81, and that should give us plus 56 is equal to 0. Okay, we can factorize out 2 from this, so we'll be left with p square minus 11p plus 28 should be equal to 0, and 2 obviously goes to the other side, that becomes 0. So we are only left with p square minus 11p plus 28. Okay, that should be equal to 0. So again, we have to factorize this. To factorize, we look at a and c, multiply that, so that becomes 1 into 28 is equal to 28. We write the factor products of 28, so that is only 28 times 1. It could be 14 times 2, or it could be 7 times 4. No other factor products possible. We look at this sign, that's a positive, so we have to add them. 29, 16, 11, and this one is 11b. So this is what we are going to use, and because it is minus 11p, both of them have to be negative. So let's do the middle term splitting. P square minus 7p minus 4p plus 28 is equal to 0. That means it could be p, if we factorize at p, we will be left with p minus 7 here, and we can take minus 4 as common here, and again we'll be left with p minus 7. So again, p minus 7 is a common factor, so it becomes p minus 7 times p minus 4. That should be equal to 0. That means p should either be equal to 7, or p should be equal to 4. So basically this point can either be 4 comma 3, or it could be 7 comma 3. But if it is 7 comma 3, then you see that the point C and the point B will become the same, and there'll be no triangle possible. So we cannot take the value of P is equal to 7. It will only be P is equal to 4. Okay. uh, uh, Shubham gave the answer p is equal to 4. Muskan gave the answer p is equal to 4 or 7. Again, I think it will be shared half and half, because Muskan didn't cancel out the incorrect answer. Shubham probably didn't find the other answer, or maybe gave only one. So whatever the reason, I'm giving half to both. So Muskan gets 3 points and Shubham gets 1 point. Okay, don't take it as minus 3 and minus 1. It is Muskan 3 and Shubham 1. Okay, next question. Find the values of x for which the distance between the points x comma 4 and 9 comma 10 is 10 units. Okay, so we've got just 2 points p and q, and the distance between them is 10 units, and the coordinates of p are x comma 4, and the coordinates of q are 9 comma 10. This is a very simple question. I think you'll be able to do it very quickly. I can see it's very simple. So we know that pq is equal to 10 units. Okay, so we'll apply the distance formula. According to the distance formula, it will be the square root of x minus 9 whole square plus 4 minus 10 whole square. That should be equal to 10. Okay, waiting for the correct answers in the chat box. Let's write it. So this becomes the square root of x minus 9 whole square will become x square minus 18x plus 81, and 4 minus 10 will give me minus 6. The square of that will be plus 36, should be equal to 10. Okay, no correct answers yet. So I'll be left with the square root of x square minus 18x, and 81 plus 36 will give me 117. That should be equal to 10. Now what will I do? So I've got a square root on one side. On the other side, I don't have a square root. Muskan has come up with the answer that x is equal to 1. Muskan, only one answer? Okay. And x is equal to 17. X is equal to 1 and x is equal to 17. Let's see if those are the correct answers or not. So obviously we've got a square root on one side and 10 on the other side, no square root there. To get rid of the square root, we'll have to square both the sides. So when we square both the sides, we'll get x square minus 18x plus 117, and 10 square is 100. When I bring that to the other side, it becomes minus 100. That should be equal to 0. So again, we have got a quadratic which is x square minus 18x plus 17 is equal to 0. We look at A and C. So 1 into 17 is 17. The factor product, there's only one because 17 is a prime number, so 17 into 1, the sign is positive. I add both of them, that is 18, which is equal to b. To get negative 18, both of them have to be negative. Middle term splitting, x square minus 17 minus x plus 17 should be equal to 0. I take x as common, so 17x, sorry, here I take x as common, I'll be left with x minus 17. I take minus 1 common here, and I'll be left with x minus 17 is equal to 0. So again, the two factors are x minus 17 or x minus 1 equal to 0. Equating both of them to 0, we get x is equal to 17 or x is equal to 1. Yes, in fact, Muskan, you're right. No correct answer from Shubham, so Muskan gets the full point. So Muskan gets 4 and Shubham gets 1. Okay, let's move to the next question. How? Okay, so I think we've got just two questions now, two subjective questions, and then we'll move to objective. Objective are very, very simple. We'll be done in 10 minutes in that. So I think another half an hour we'll be done with the stream. Okay, so if the point P x comma y, so let me take P, which has the coordinates x comma y, is equidistant from the points A and B. So let me say this is A and this is B, which have the coordinates of 5 comma 1 and minus 1 comma 5, and it is equidistant, so that means PA is equal to PB, and we have to find the relationship between x and y. Okay, Muskan, Shubham, get on with it. Take your notebooks, take your pens, solve it quickly before I do it. Anyways, I'll do it anyway. So let me find out what PA is. So PA will be the square root of x minus 5 whole square plus y minus 1 whole square, and PB would be equal to the square root of x minus of minus 1, so that becomes x plus 1 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square. Squaring both sides, I get rid of the square root sign. Then I can just simplify this. X minus 5 whole square will give me x square minus 10x plus 25, and y minus 1 whole square will be y square minus 2y plus 1. Okay, and that should be equal to x plus 1 whole square will give me x square uh, plus 2x plus 1, and y minus 5 whole square will give me y square minus 10y plus 25 is equal to 0. Let me take everything to one side only. So I've got x square minus 10x, 25 I'll combine with 1. Uh, so plus y square minus 2y plus 20, 26 should be equal to, sorry, not equal to, I'm bringing everything to one side. So That will be minus x square minus 2x, and 1 and 25 will be 26. That I'll bring later. This becomes minus y square. This becomes plus 10y minus 26 is equal to 0. Have we got any correct answers yet? We don't have to find the value of x and y. We just have to find the relation between x and y. Okay, so do not get confused with the question. We do not have to find the value of x and y. We just have to find the relation between x and y. How are they related? Muskan says 3x is equal to 2y. Uh, let's see. And Shubham says that x plus y is equal to 0. Okay, let's see who's correct. So I can't display two answers at the same time. But okay, let's see who's correct. So x square and x square, I see they get cancelled. Y square and y square, I see they get cancelled, and 26 and 26 they get cancelled. So what I'm left with is minus 12x, 10x minus 2x. So that gives me minus 12x, and minus 2y plus 10y gives me minus 8y. Sorry, plus 8y. That should be equal to 0. So I can take minus 12x to the other side. So that will give me 12x plus 12x should be equal to 8y. And dividing both sides by 4, I get 3x is equal to 2y. So indeed, yes, Muskan is correct. 3x is equal to 2y is the correct answer. Or we can also say that x is equal to 2/3 of y. Or we can also say that y is equal to 3/2 of x. So this is the relationship between x and y. So Shubham, x minus x plus y is also wrong. X plus y is equal to 0 is also wrong. Muskan is correct. 3x is equal to 2y. So Muskan gets another point. She is leading all the way, but Shubham, you still have a chance. We have 11 objective type questions, and I think if you win all 11 of them, you'll be the winner. So let's see who wins. So Muskan currently is leading with 5 points, and Shubham has got 1 point so far. Okay. Uh, one last question subjective. So this has two parts. So I will be giving. There's 1 point for each question. You have to tell me whether these points are collinear or not. So I told you to check the collinearity if we have 2 points, say sorry, 3 points A, B, C, and if they are in a straight line, then the sum of the distances between any 2 points. So could be AB plus AC, or AB plus BC could be equal to AC. Or if the points were named in the other way, that if this was C and this was B and this was A, then AC plus BC should be equal to AB. Or if they were named as uh, say B, A and C, so that is again AB plus AB plus AC should be equal to BC. So you get the idea. The points could be anywhere, but if we find the distances and the sum of any two distances is equal to the third one, then it they are collinear. If it is greater than the third one, then they are not collinear. So let's find. So basically, what we have to do is, if this point A, this is point B, and this is point B C, we have to find AB also, we have to find BC also, and we have to find AC also. So we have to find three distances. Muskan gave the part A collinear. Let's check if they are collinear or not. So AB will be the square root of AB. So I'm taking 6 minus 0 whole square. plus 9 minus 1 whole square, that will be AB. BC will be equal to square root of 0 minus of minus 6 will become 0 plus 6 whole square, plus 1 minus of minus 7, so that becomes plus 7 whole square, and AC will be equal to square root of 6 minus 6, 6 minus of minus 6, that becomes 6 plus 6 whole square, plus 9 minus of minus 7, that becomes plus 7 whole square. So let's simplify this. 6 minus 0 is 6. The square of that is 36. 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 square is 64. So 36 plus 64 is square root of 100. So that gives me AB is equal to 10. It could be minus 10 also, but because this is the distance, we are not considering minus 10. Okay, Muskan says that part A is collinear. Let's check if it is collinear or not. Muskan, you have to check part B also, if that is those are collinear or not. BC. BC will be 0 plus 6 will be 6. 6 square is 36. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 square is 64. So again we have got square root of 100, which is equal to 10. Let's look at AC now. So in case AB plus BC is equal to AC, then the points will be collinear, otherwise they'll be not. Okay, AC will be 6 plus 6 is 12. The square of 12 is 144. 9 plus 7 is 16. The square of 16 is 256. And 256 plus 144 will be 300, 400. So square root of 400 and square root of 400 is 20. So indeed we see that AB plus BC is equal to AC. Therefore A, B and C are collinear. So yes, Muskan is correct. Muskan gets 1 point for this. And let's check for part B also. What we got for part B. Who gets the correct answer? So it will be again, let me take this as point A, point B, point C. Again, we'll have to repeat the whole process. Find the distance AB, BC and AC. Then find the sum of any 2 points. So let me find AB first. So AB will be equal to the square root of 3 minus 0 whole square plus 2 minus 5 whole square. BC will be the square root of 0 minus of minus 3, so that becomes 0 plus 3 whole square plus 5 minus 2 whole square, and AC would be the square root of 3 minus of minus 3, so that becomes 3 plus 3 whole square plus 2 minus 2 whole square. Okay, simplification. Any answers yet? No answers. Okay, I think nobody is going to get the point if I don't receive an answer soon. So 3 minus 0 is 3. So it will be the square root of 3 square is 9, and 2 minus 5 is minus 3. Minus 3 whole square is plus 9. So that means gives me root of 18. Muskan says they are not collinear. Okay, let's see if they're collinear or not. Uh, 18 can also be written as 9 times 2, and the square root of 9 is 3, and this can be simplified to 3 root 2. So AB is equal to 3 root 2. Here, what do we get here? 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 square is 9 plus 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 square is again 9. So again it gives me root 18, which again is equal to 3 root 2. And what do we get AC equal to? So that will be 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 square is 36. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So 36 plus 0. That gives me the square root of 36, which is equal to 6. So let me add the 2. So 3 root 2 plus 3 root 2 is basically 6 root 2, which is not equal to 6. So obviously these points will not be collinear. And Muskan, you are absolutely right. So you get 2 points for this question, which takes Muskan to 7 and Shubham to 1. Okay, now we come to the objective type questions, MCQ based questions. So all they're all MCQ types and very easy. Some of them are so easy that you don't even have to do them on the notebook. They are absolutely simple. In one or two questions you might have to do some calculations, but otherwise they are all very simple. We'll be done within 10 minutes of this. So I think another 10 minutes we'll be finishing the stream. 11 questions in all. So let's start. The distance of the point minus 6 comma 8 from the origin is how many units? Okay, so again, like I said, I like to draw everything and see where the point lies. So basically, if we have the point minus 6 comma 8, so we'll be looking at the coordinate axis like this, where this is minus 6, so minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, and 8 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. So the point will be somewhere here. And we have to find the distance of this point from the origin. Okay, I think the line is slanting, so we will have to apply the distance formula here. So let me say that this is the point P and this is the point O. P has the coordinates minus 6 comma 8. Origin has the coordinate 0 comma 0. So applying the distance formula, OP will then be equal to the square root of. Do we have any correct answers yet? No. Okay, the square root of minus 6 minus 0 whole square plus 8 minus 0 whole square. So that is equal to square root of minus 6 whole square is 36 and 8 minus 0 is 8. 8 square is 64. So that gives me square root of 100. Distance cannot be negative, so it will only be equal to 10. So D is the correct answer. Muskan, too late. I think you got it too late. This I'll not be able to give you. So the point status remains the same. It will be Muskan 7 and Shubham 1. Okay, let's continue to the next question. Very easy questions. The distance of the point minus 3 comma 4 from x-axis is how many units? This is a very simple question. No need to do the distance formula. I like to see it on a graph. So minus 3 will be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and 4 will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So the point should be somewhere here. And we have to find the distance from the x-axis. So distance from the x-axis is nothing but this height here, which is from 0 to 4. So obviously it is going to be 4 units. Nobody got the correct answer. So yes, this is 4 units. Very simple question. एकदम लड्डू की तरह सीधा है एकदम सीधा. क्या बोलूं अब मैं. Okay. Anyways, the point on x-axis which is equidistant from the points a minus 1 comma 0. So let me take a coordinate axis again. So A is minus 1 comma 0, so minus 1 on the x-axis, 0 on the y-axis, so this should be point A. And B is 5 comma 0, so 1 2 3 4 5, 5 on the x-axis and 0 on y. This is B. The point on x-axis, which is equidistant. Here I think, do you think we need to apply the distance formula here? Not at all. It will be the midpoint of these 2 points. So this is minus 1, this is 5. The total distance is obviously 6 units, and the midpoint will be 3 units between them. So it could be minus 1 plus 3 or 5 minus 3. In both cases, you get 2 as the answer. So this is the midpoint. The point on x-axis. So the coordinates of that point will be uh, 2 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis, so 2 comma 0. Now here, whenever you read a question like this, the point on x-axis, so you must remember that the coordinates, whenever you write any point on the x-axis, the ordinate will be 0. So it will always be in the format x comma 0. And any point on the y-axis, there the x coordinate will be 0 and y will be something else. So a point on the x-axis will have coordinates x comma 0. A point on the y-axis will have coordinate 0 comma y. So here 0 comma 2 and 0 comma 3, they are already cancelled out. You're straight away cancelling them out because they have clearly mentioned that it's a point on the x-axis. And if it's a point on the x-axis, you have to consider only these. And once we found out that the distance is 3 units away from either point, so it could be only be 2 comma 0. Fine. Let's move to the next question. The perimeter of the triangle 0 comma 4, 0 comma 0 and 3 comma 0. So these are the vertices of the triangle and we have to find the perimeter. So let's see who gives the correct answer first. I'm still MCQ based question, MCQ type questions, and nobody is giving me the answers. These are so simple to do. Within 2 minutes we are doing each question. Okay, let me mark the points on the coordinate axis. So I've got 0 comma 4, that means it's on the y-axis. So 1 2 3 4, I've got 1 point here. 0 comma 0 is nothing but the origin. I've got 1 point here. So let me call this A, this is B, and 3 comma 0 will be on the x-axis. So 1 2 3, I've got this 1 point over here. So this is a triangle that has been formed and I have to find the perimeter. So I know that this is 3 units, this is 4 units. We don't know this distance, but we know the Pythagorean triplets are 3, 4 and 5. So if this is 3 and this is 4, obviously this will be 5. We don't even need to apply the distance formula here. So Muskan says that the perimeter is 12. Okay, let's see. So obviously if the length of the triangle is 3, the perimeter would be sum of all sides. So 3 plus 4 plus 5, 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 5 is 12. So indeed, yes, 12 units is the correct answer. Muskan is correct, part D. Okay, so that makes it Muskan 8 points and Shubham 1 point. Okay, next question. Last 3 4 questions left. If A, B, C, and D are the vertices of a parallelogram ABCD, then the value of x is this x you have to find out. So they are saying they are the vertices of a parallelogram. So let me make a parallelogram first of all. The points are A, B, C, D. So don't make the mistake of naming this as C and this as D because you have to go in the correct order. A, B, C, D. People do a lot of such kind of mistakes that they interchange these 2 points. So it has to be named in this way only. You can either go clockwise or you can go anti-clockwise. That does not make any difference, but they should be named in the same order. So A, B, C, D. Now D has the coordinates x comma 4. So basically in a parallelogram, we know that the opposite sides are equal. So we know that AB is equal to CD, and we also know that AD is equal to BC. So we don't need to apply both to prove that, to find the value of x. I think if it is not a simultaneous equation, I think we'll just be able to find out using one of these formulas or one of these equations. We'll be able to find it out. Okay, let's see what AB is equal to CD will give us. Why we are sure that AB is equal to CD? Because they have said that these are the vertices of a parallelogram, so they have to be equal. So the distance AB should be equal to the distance CD. Now A is 1 comma 3, B is minus 1 comma 2, C is 2 comma 5. So let me find AB. AB will then be equal to x minus 1 whole square, obviously the square root of that, x minus 1 whole square plus 4 minus 3. What am I doing? Sorry, my mistake. Okay, AB. So we have to take the square root of A is 1, x2 is 1, and 1 minus of minus 1 will become 1 plus 1. So the square of that plus 3 minus 2 whole square. So the distance would then be 1 plus 1 will be equal to 2, and 2 square. So that will become 2 square, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So 1 square. So that will be the square of 2 square is 4 plus 1, which gives us root 5. So the distance AB is root 5. And that should be equal to CD. Now let's find what is CD equal to. So CD will be equal to square root of x minus 2 whole square plus 4 minus 5 whole square. That should be equal to root 5. Okay, so squaring both sides, I can get rid of the square root sign. Muskan says that 4 is the value of x should be 4. Okay, let's see if that is the correct answer. So we get rid of the square root sign, we simplify this, we get x square minus 4x plus 4 plus 4 minus 5 is negative 1, negative 1 square is positive 1, and when we bring this 5 to the other side, that becomes minus 5 is equal to 0. So that gives us x square minus 4x, 4 plus 1 is 5, and 5 minus 5 is 0. So x square minus 4x is equal to 0. This is very simple. I can just take 4x to the other side. So x square should be equal to 4x, and then dividing both sides by x, I get x is equal to 4. So yes, 4 is the correct answer. Uh, okay. And Muskan has given the correct answer. Muskan, that takes Muskan up to 9 points, and Shubham to 1 point. Okay, there's another one person here on the stream. Aksumaya गेमिंग भाई भाई प्रणाम. कहाँ से हो आप, कहाँ से आए हो, और बड़ी लेट आए हो, थोड़ा जल्दी आ जाते तो शायद आप भी कुछ जीत सकते थे. But anyways, better late than never, and welcome to the stream. Let's move on to the next question. And I think how many questions are we left with? One, two, three, four, five, six. Only 6 questions left. And very simple questions. We'll be done within 10 minutes. Okay, right. So the area of the triangle ABC with vertices A, okay. These points I think are named incorrectly, so this I'll take as B and this as C. So in square unit. So A, B, C. Let me take the coordinate axis. Let me see where this triangle is formed. So A comma 0 will then be, so it will be somewhere on the x axis because the y coordinate is 0. So let me say that this is the point A. This is obviously, so one point is here. Uh, one point is the origin, which is here, and one point is 0 comma b. 0 comma b, obviously the x coordinate is 0, so it will be in the y axis. So let me say this is b, and we have to find the area of this triangle. Any correct answers? No correct answers yet. Okay. So what do you think if this is the origin? So the length of this is A and the length of this is B. This is obviously a right angle triangle, and the area of a triangle is half into base into height. So in this case it will be half into A into B, which is equal to half AB. So option B is the correct answer. No correct answers on the chat box, so no points to anyone. Muskan still stays at 9 and Shubham at 1. Okay, next question. If A 6 comma 7 and B 1 comma minus 5 are two given points, then the distance to AB will be how much? Okay, let's find the correct answer. So again, 6 comma 7. Let me make the coordinate axis. I think this will become too big. So 6 comma 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the point will be somewhere here. 1 comma minus 5. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. It's somewhere here. And distance is this. So we have to find the distance to AB. It doesn't, we can't figure out the distance from making the diagram. So we will have to find the distance AB and then find the distance to AB. Muskan, half AB, too late. Sorry, you are late. We won't get any point for that. Solve this one. Give me the correct answer before I solve it. What is the distance AB to AB? Sorry. So AB, we'll find out AB first. So AB will be the square root of the coordinates of the point 6 comma 7 and 1 comma minus 5. So it will be 6 minus 1 whole square plus 7 minus of minus 5. So that becomes 7 plus 5 whole square. Okay, that will give me square root of 6 minus 1 is 5 and 5 square is 25 and 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 square is 144. So 144 plus 25 gives me 169 and the square root of that gives me 13. So AB is 13. So therefore 2AB will be equal to 2 times 13 or should be equal to 26 units. No points to anybody, no right answer on the screen. So 26 units is the correct answer. Let's move to the next question. Which point on x-axis is equidistant from the points A 7, 6? Okay, there's a point A with the coordinate 7, 6 and the point B with the coordinates minus 3, 4, and we have to find the coordinates of point P x, y. Okay, so this is on the x-axis. So I told you on a trick earlier. So this is basically on the x-axis. So consider that, and it is equidistant. So that means it should be somewhere between these 2 points. Okay, if I actually make a graph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6 units on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the point should be somewhere here. And 9 minus 3 minus 4, that should be somewhere here. So the line is like this. So I think the point should be somewhere here, which will be equidistant from both of them. Anyways, we'll have to find the distance from use the distance formula, but we know one thing that they are saying which point on x-axis, so that means the y coordinate will have to be 0. So x comma 0. So we can take y as 0. So the coordinates of point P will be x comma 0. We just have to find the value of x. That means the first option and the last option is already incorrect because they are not in the correct thing. Okay, Muskan says that it is 3 comma 0. Let's do it. uh, so basically both AP should be equal to BP, right? AP would be the square root of x minus 7 whole square plus uh, so that will be y is 0, so 0 minus 6 whole square, and BP will then be equal to x minus of minus 3, so x plus 3 whole square plus 0 minus 4 whole square. Okay, squaring both sides, I get rid of the square root, and I get x square minus 14x plus 49 plus 0 minus 6 is minus 6, square of that is plus 36, should be equal to x square plus 6x minus, sorry, plus 9 plus 0 minus 4 is negative 4, square of that is plus 16. So I get x square minus 14x, 49 plus 36 is 55, 85 plus 85, and I bring everything to that side. So minus x square minus 6x, and 16 plus 9 is 25. So when it goes that side, minus 25 is equal to 0. X square and x square get cancelled. We have got a linear equation. So we get minus 14x minus 6x will give us minus 20x, should be equal to 85 minus 25 is 60. When I take this to the other side, it becomes minus 60. So x will then be equal to minus 60 upon minus 20. Minus minus gets cancelled and this becomes 3. So yes, Muskan is correct. 3 comma 0 is the correct option. So that increases Muskan's score to 10 and Shubham to 1. Shubham, have you left the stream? Not winning, so you left? You should have at least stayed to learn, right? Okay. The distance of point P 3 comma 4 from the x-axis. This is very very simple. Very very simple. If I don't get the correct answer within 5 seconds, I am not considering giving the points. 5 seconds. Come on, waiting for the correct answer. Where are the points 3 comma 4? 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. So 3 comma 4 would be somewhere here. Distance from the x-axis, 4 units. Very good, very good. 4 units. That's correct, because from the x-axis you don't have to find from the origin. It's only from the x-axis. So just take a drop a perpendicular to the x-axis, and that is the distance. So basically this y height is the distance. So that is 4 units. Muskan gets the point. Muskan goes to 11 and Shubham stays at 1. Okay, next question. Last two questions of the day. The points minus 4 comma 0, b 4 comma 0, and c 0 comma 3 are the vertices of a triangle which is isosceles, equilateral, scalene, or right angled. So basically there are two ways of doing it. Apply the distance formula, see where the points are. Apply the distance formula, check if two sides are equal and the third is equal, then it is an isosceles. If all three sides are equal, then it's an equilateral triangle. If all three sides are different, it is a scalene triangle. If it obeys the Pythagoras theorem, it is a right angle triangle. So basically what I am going to do is I am going to do it in a different method. I am going to first see where the points lie. So we have got minus 4 comma 0, which means it's on the x-axis, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So this is the point A. Then B is 4 comma 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the point B. And C is 0 comma 3. So on the y-axis 0, 1, 2, 3. And this is the triangle that I have. So this total distance is 8. Now, since this was 4 and this is 3, obviously this has to be 5 Pythagorean triplets, right? Do you remember Pythagorean triplets? Again, this is 3, this is 4, so this has to be 5. So two sides are equal to 5 and one side is equal to 8. So obviously it has to be an isosceles triangle, nothing else. Right. And I think we are on to the last question of the day. Okay, if the distance between the points A is 4 comma p, so I don't know where the point is, so I can't draw it on the axis. That is point A, and B is 1 comma 0, and the distance between them is 5 units. So then we have to find the value of p. So basically, yes, apply the distance formula and see which one is the value of p. Is it 4? Is it minus 4? Is it plus 4 and minus 4 both, or is it 0? Let's see, let's apply the distance formula. So that becomes square root of 4 minus 1 whole square plus p minus 0 whole square, and that distance should be equal to 5. Very, very simple question. No need for any calculations. Again, giving you 10 seconds. If I get the correct answer, I'm giving the point to you. If I don't get the correct answer in 10 seconds, no points. Okay, so 4 minus 1, that gives me square root of 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 square is 9 and p minus 0 is p, so p square. 9 plus p square is equal to 5. Okay, do we have any correct answers yet? No. Okay, no points for you. Squaring both sides, I get 9 plus p square is equal to square of 5, which is 25. So p square should be equal to 25 minus 9, or p square should be equal to 16. Taking square root of both sides, I get p is equal to square root of 16, and that should be plus 4 or minus 4, because whenever we are finding the square root, it has to be both plus or minus, because 4 square is also 16 and minus 4 is also 16. But since we are finding the value of p and p is a coordinate here, it's not the distance. Had it been a distance, we would have ignored the minus 4, but because it is a coordinate and it can be negative, it has to be both plus 4 as well as minus 4. So part C is the correct answer. Muskan, no, not 4 only. It has to be both 4 and minus 4. Okay, we have got a new visitor here very late when we are on the last question of the day and we are finishing. We have got Sama Kurup. Sama Kurup, welcome to the stream. You are quite late, unfortunately, but I do a stream every Sunday. I've got two channels, in fact, and if you are here late for the first time, doesn't matter. I've got another channel by the name of Ganitavya. So you can search for that on YouTube and subscribe to that channel, and also you will also find the link to Ganitavya in the description box of this video. So make sure you check out that channel as well. That channel is in Hindi. So I do a live stream alternate weeks, so one week on Exponent to Success, the other week on this thing on Ganitavya. So make sure you subscribe to both the channels. So uh, 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 because if you subscribe to both the channels, you will have access to all our videos on both the channels, and also you will get a notification about the live streams. But make sure you click on the bell notification also, because YouTube has a system that it does not uh, send you the notification unless you click on the bell notification. So make sure you hit on the bell notification as well, and do not forget to click on the like button also on this video, because I prefer it that way. I like that uh, if I'm doing something for you, I should I get a little bit of motivation when you people are liking the video. So please like the video also. Yes, Muskan, this is indeed this was the last question, and we are done with the last question now, and we are finished with the stream. Yes, you have won the prize today. You have got 11 points, and again, this, as I told you, is from the courtesy of Good and More. Where is Good and More? Sorry. Yeah. So Good and More. So make sure it's a food package industry, which it's a company in the food packaging industry, and they make lots of syrups and powders for cocktails, mocktails, and mixes. Make sure you go to their website and check them out, what they are doing. And Muskan, you've got 12 points today, and you will win the hot chocolate syrup for your hot chocolate mix. I always make that mistake. It is a hot chocolate powder which you'll get, worth 330 rupees, absolutely free. But make sure you fill up the attendance form right now. Soma, yes, it was a sort of an exercise revision for class 10. So if you are a student of class 10, make sure that you subscribe to both the channels. We do a live stream every Sunday, and make sure you attend the next one every Sunday at 5 p.m. on alternate channels, of course. One week on Exponent Success, one week on Ganitavya. So make sure you subscribe to both the channels and subscribe with the bell notification, so that you get this thing, and make sure you fill up the attendance form also, because if you have won the prize or if you want a certificate for the live stream, the attendance, filling up the attendance form is mandatory. So make sure you fill up the attendance form, and you will get the certificate only if you attend the next stream as well. uh, so probably we'll have two streams on coordinate geometry. Today we are done with the distance formula. Next week we'll be doing the section formula. So once you're done with both the, you have attended both the things, and you have also made sure that you have filled up the attendance in both the stream, then you will get the certificate also. And if you happen to be the best participant, you will get a prize also. I just received a message from Kushi. Kushi was the winner of the last week, and she said she just received the prize. Very happy for you, Kushi. And I am very very happy that you got the prize. And of course, the week before that it was Bhishmesh who got the prize, and this week it is Muskan who's the winner. So Bhishmesh, Khushi, Muskan, all of you, very many congratulations, and may you win many more prizes. And of course, yes, Soma, if this is the first time you are coming here, make sure you attend the next live stream too. every Sunday at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Right. So that is all for right now, and I wish you all the best. And I leave you with this video from Exponent to Success once again. So like it says that exponent to success, it adds an exponent to your learning curve. So basically what it is trying to say is that everybody has a learning curve. Some people have a steep learning curve, some people have a slow gradual learning curve. So when you add an exponent to it, so an exponential graph always goes like this. So slow in the beginning, but then it rises very very fast. So it adds an exponent to your learning curve, so that once you start understanding things, your growth in mathematics will be so fast that you won't be able to believe yourself. By the end of the year you will be thinking, oh, what was I in the beginning of the year and what am I now? So you will imagine, you can't even imagine how much difference there'll be there between the two yous. So yes, I welcome you all to the stream and see you next Sunday on Gantavya at 5 o'clock, and take care. God bless. That's all for today.